Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to Canon Vlogs. Spring is blooming up, weather is getting finer and better, and this is the time when most of the foreign students seek out an opportunity here in Canada for a higher study. Therefore, today's my topic is how is it studying in Canada in 2025? Because Canada immigration has made a lot of changes in their policy specifically for international students. Therefore, I don't want you guys suffer or struggle after coming here because of not knowing this new policy. Therefore guys, if you are a student planning to come to Canada or a parent, then you must watch this video because it's an eye-opener. Alright guys, let's talk. Number one, the biggest change Canada immigration has made in their policy for international students is getting a Canada PR. After this new policy, getting a Canada PR for international students has become very difficult. Now, the pathway to Canada PR is easy for you if you have come to Canada to study master program or PhD program. For them, yes, it is there, it is good, right? Easier. But if you here for a bachelor's degree or undergraduate, then it is way difficult. Now the situation is very tough. So many students I have seen, those who came in 2023, in 2024, who has now those who have came in 2023, they have completed their 2 years, right, by now, right, and they have applied for the Canada PR, and most of them I talk to, they saying, like they're having a very hard time. The application is getting delayed, they have no idea what's going on, whether they will get a Canada PR or not. So these things right now is happening. The students are really struggling. Now for the bachelor students or undergraduate students, in order to get a Canada PR, what the government is seeking from them is that, like, if the student's field of study is correlated to one of the occupation which is currently in shortage in that province, if it is correlated, then yes, the students will get Canada PR. Let's say for example, you have studied let's say IT, like information or software developer, okay? So and then when you applied for Canada PR, at that time in Alberta there is a labor shortage of web designer, right, or web developer. Then yes, because you have studied software developer, then your education is correlated, right? Because web design, this is related field. That means yes, you may receive Canada PR. It is correlated. So this is what now the government is doing after this new policy, which has made the situation tougher for the international student. Change in policy number 2: spousal open work permit. Because we all know that most of the international students, when they come to the Canada, the Canadian schools, the fees are so high, and so that what they do, like they apply for a spousal work visa. If you are a husband, if you are a man, then you apply for your wife. If you are a lady, you apply for a man. Your husband. They bring their partner to Canada so that they can work full-time. So there was a provision before, right? They can work full-time and they can support to your wife, to your husband who is a student in Canada. In this way, you can help each other, you can support and able to pay the fees, right? But now this facility, this provision is only available to masters or PhD program students. Sadly, all the bachelor's undergraduate students can no longer apply for open work permit for your partner. So this is a new changes in immigration policy which has impeded, I would say, a lot of dream has been collapsed because of this change in new policy for bachelor student. Change in policy number 3. This one also, guys, favors masters and PhD programs students, okay? Like when the masters and PhD program students complete their graduation in Canada, they will get 3 years post-graduation work permit. But for the bachelors, for the undergraduate students, this is become more tough. It purely depends on your luck, because what is now the requirement is that like when you apply for a post-graduation work permit after you graduate, right, they will see at that time, let's say for example you are applying for PGWP post-graduation work permit in Alberta, okay, and at that time if in Alberta there is an occupation shortage of any category, let's say for example you have studied, again I would say that you have studied social science, okay, and then at the time in Alberta, if there is a shortage of social health worker or elderly care, all right, a social worker, some this kind of occupation shortage is there, then yes, you will be granted post-graduation work permit because your field of education is correlated to the shortage of the occupation in that province, right? So that this is how it depends. Then they will grant you post-graduation work permit. If your field of study and at that time when you apply in the province, if there's no shortage of any occupation related to your field of study, then you may not get post-graduation work permit. So this is the scenario right now. So you never know, right? Maybe like at the time you choose your program, at that time maybe the province has a demand for that occupation, and so that you choose that program. But after 2 years or after 3 years to complete your degree or program, at that time may not be. The province has that the occupations in shortage on demand. So it's completely by chance, by luck, it all depends on these things. So this is what happened to the bachelor students, So this is again, another, I would say, sad news, another highly impacting change in policy for the bachelor student. All right, guys, and for the bachelor students, if they suppose they grant you a post-graduation work permit, the maximum period of is 2 years. Okay, another thing is that you guys need to be very careful is that they will grant you a post-graduation work permit depending how much time you have in your passport. Okay, let's say for example your passport is about to expire. If your passport has only 1 year validity, then the government will only give you for 1 year work post-graduation work permit. Therefore, make sure before you apply your post-graduation work permit, check the validity of your passport. If your passport is about to expire in 1 year, then my advice is that renew your passport. Okay, so that when you have passport has more than 1 year time period, then you'll get a full year period, okay, which is 2 years for the bachelor. All right, so please do not lose this kind of opportunity. Okay, it's your time now. You have to think, what was your plan, right? What was your intention of coming to Canada? If your intention to come to Canada was as a student and then eventually getting a Canada PR, then you have to think twice. It will be good if you come to Canada for a master program or PhD programs. Yes, then there's an easy pathway for getting a Canada PR. But if you are coming on a bachelor's degree or undergraduate program, then you have to rethink or revise your decision. All right, or you maybe maybe you just wait for now and come for master's programs, right? You complete your bachelor's degree there in your country, or either way, choose the program wisely, which program will be suitable for you. Okay, so that's all your call. Another situation is that like if your plan was come to Canada and also bring your wife or your husband, so that one of you will work full time, and then you can support on your for your tuition fees. Now again, this is also stored to master's and PhD programs students only, right? For bachelor students, you are no longer eligible for the open work permit for your spousal. So this is again another change in the policy. All right, so guys, now you have to think in 2025 there are so many changes, and these are some changes, new policies for international students. Alright guys, that's all in this video. I will see you in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, take care, have a good day. Bye.